You'll be seeing the message there. Okay, the recording started. Okay, so again, take a look at those midterm grades. Again, a perfect score on the midterm was a 68. Okay, so if you look at your score, you'll see a little note there. Click on that note. It'll tell you what that converted into. I also sent a text and an email showing you the range on what an A, a B, a C, a D, etc. was on that. We had a revision to the midterm. Most everything is converted to 100%, 100-point scale. When this one was created, it was done on a 68-point scale, so it does look a little confusing. So please take a look, see what your score actually converts to. So it's confusing when you look at that grade and you see, oh my gosh, I got, you know, uh, a 60 on it. No, it's not 60%, that's 60 points out of 100 or out of 68. Oof. Don't let me get that confusion going there. So it's not a bad score, okay? So please take a look at that. Also take a look at your midterm grade. Your current score in the class, that is your midterm grade. That's what's being turned over to your campuses today. If you don't like what your grade is, check to see what you have open that you have not completed. This is what's impacting your grade. The other thing, we have a couple of students that are not doing the participation assignments. So I'm going to do some screen sharing here. Here we go. And we are going to go to the syllabus, because this is very important. And right over here, this right here, I'm highlighting it in blue, participation attendance, 25%. 1/4 of your grade is coming from participation in the class. That is doing those participation assignments, that attendance in this class. Okay, you can blow off attendance. You cannot do things in this class. I cannot make you, but we talk about ethics in this class, showing up for work, attendance. Anybody remember this? Yes, yes? Anybody remember us talking about how you show your coworkers respect by showing up? Okay. Remember when we had our guest speaker and she said, this is like your first job in your career. Anybody remember that part of the speech? Remember that? Anybody? Couple people. If you weren't paying attention, this class is like your first job in your career. Okay. Some businesses will ask for your transcripts. One of the things they're checking is attendance. Why is attendance so important to them? Because it might indicate how well you're going to show up on the job. You think about these things. School is important because it shows discipline. It shows character. It shows devotion that you're going to put forth. They can bring people in off the street that doesn't have certifications, but you have skills. They're paying for those skills. There's a reason why they want you. Okay, ethics, work ethics, you don't turn on and off. Your level, your lowest level of work ethic, that is your work ethic. You can't tell people I have a high work ethic and then turn in low quality. That low quality, that is your level. Everybody understand that? You can't say you do exceptional work and then turn in low work. So you are setting your brand. We talk about brand. Everybody remember us talking about brand? There should be lots of participation here. Everybody remember us talking about brand. It was just on your midterm. Your brand is what? It's your reputation. So your reputation speaks for itself. When they hear your name, they know your work level and quality. So if your work level and quality is doing this, highs and lows, when they go to review and interview and things like that, that's the quality they're expecting from you before they even consider bringing you in for the interview. This is why we say protect your brand. Your brand will get there before you do. Careers are big, career fields are big. Companies have subsidiaries, they own other companies. They will hear about you before you get there. This isn't to scare you, it's to inform you. Okay? You've done interviews. How many people enjoy talking to people in your field? Got some good insight. You did. You get to hear from people in the field. If you didn't enjoy it, you're not going to enjoy your career. You got good information. How many people thought you got good information from these people? 2 people? 3 people? Okay, because I went through these, I read all these papers, okay? So if you're telling me you didn't get good information, did you just not tell the truth on the papers? Or are you just not paying attention now? You're just logged in. Okay. I respect every student here. Please, people, respect me back. All right. So there's a reason for this. This is networking. This is where you're getting key information. This is where you get the best opportunities and jobs. There's a reason why we're doing these things. And I don't know how to get this information through anymore. You're going to go out there, and if you're doing the same things, you're going to get the same results. How many people are finding it hard to get job placements? It's hard, isn't it? It's difficult. So if you're going to go out there and just do the same things, do you think the results are going to be different? Take these skills we're giving you. The same as if you're getting skills in the shop, in the labs. These are skills to get you those positions. Utilize them. If you don't utilize them, you're going to get the same results, and then you're going to complain, I did this and this and this, and didn't make a difference. Use these skills, they work. All right? So you can see now we had you learn new things about your careers from the people you interviewed. That also gave you networking skills. There's a reason why we want you to go talk to people in your field. That's called networking. So it teaches you to expand. Okay. It teaches you to go on and get out there and talk to people in your field. That's networking. We give you assignments so that you meet deadlines, you learn you have deadlines, you have to do things. This is giving you more skills. Okay. It's giving you uh, a set of, these are things I have to do. They may not be things I want to, but these different tasks are teaching you even more skills. And these are all going to roll up and give you even a better understanding of how to push your career. Because this career is not going to just be handed to you. And if you push it, you are going to excel. If not, you're going to be right here along with everybody else. And I want the best for you. And that's honest. That is honest. I had people reach out to me over the weekend. I don't work I'm not required to work on the weekends. I do this because I want people to succeed. Because I have been in your spots. And I will not tell you that I'm doing everything that you did because that would be a disservice to you. But I want you to do this. I want you to succeed, and you have to understand these things. Getting jobs, maintaining a career is not easy in this environment. But if you don't do it, the person who's coming into the interview after you is, and they're going to take the position. Okay? So I want you to take these words and think about them and lift yourself up because you are better than that other person. You have better skills. You are giving you skills so that you can push yourself above them and get that position. You want those better jobs. You want that better career. You want that better life balance. You want those better benefits. And you can do these things. And it sounds like a lot, but when you break it down, it's not, and they go quickly. Okay. Now, some of you have assignments open from week 2. Week 1 is done. You can't get into it. Done. If you miss participation assignments, done. Don't give away points. Excel. Okay. Raise your brand, raise your reputation, keep it up, keep it high, because that's the quality person you are. That's who you are. You are that person. You are that professional. All right. So if you're missing something in week 2, reach out to me. Let me know. Let's get that corrected because we are in week 3. So let's take a look in week 3. Number one, first thing I want to point out, Wednesday, very important day, Juneteenth. Don't forget, Juneteenth is a very, very important day. If you don't understand what Juneteenth is, take time to find out. Very crucial day in our country's history, and enough can't be said about it. So, this is a very, very important day, and we celebrate it here at Southern Tech. We do not have class on Wednesday. Okay, so no class on Wednesday. Do not get up and come into class. I will not be here. Your classes are open to catch up on things if you so desire, but we will not be holding class on Wednesday. All right, everybody got that? Yes, yes. Wakey, wakey. All right. Okay. So, what do we have this week? You're going to have another interview. What's different about this interview? This one, we want to you to talk to a manager or a supervisor type person, someone who has been in a leadership role. The difference is it doesn't matter what career they're in. Okay. So this is the difference. Everybody understand that? They could be in any career. Okay. Everybody got that? Yes, yes. Okay, looking for her hand so that I know everybody's got the. They do not have to be in your career field. Again, it can be an instructor, it can be anybody that you know of that has been in a supervisor position, manager, supervisor, so they can be a lead at a place where you work, anybody. The reason being is that person has to take on a responsibility. They have to deal with conflicts, things like that. And how many people think that the person above them doesn't know what they're doing? I can't be the only person that thinks this. I'll say it. I tell my managers this all the time. You don't know what you're talking about. Everybody thinks the people above them doesn't know what they're talking about. Because they're not doing the work. Am I right? They don't do the day to day. They don't know what's going on day to day. We think they're removed. So find out what it's like from their point of view. Why? How many of you might become supervisors, might become a team lead, might become a manager? How many welders might become a welding inspector? How many vet techs might become the lead tech? How many HVAC technicians might be the team lead on that? You think, oh, well, I don't want to. What? You don't want money? How many people want money? Oh, y'all are wealthy. You don't want money. or y'all are too busy checking something else out. Trust me, your BFF, they can text you later. Yeah, this is more important. You need to find out what it's like from the other point of view. Okay. And that's what you do. So pay attention here. So today, you just have to give, again, the name and their position. Okay. Easy cheesy. Name and position this week. Next week is when you do the actual interview and give the results. Okay. This week, you just have to provide the name. And so, and again, it's very similar to what you did before, only it's a different type of position. But today, just the name and the position. Okay. Then, of course, you're going to have a discussion. We do one every week. That's required by the school. Okay. So, why is it important to have a professional network? We've talked about network. These are professional networks. And so there's a thing here on building and expanding them. So you click on that, it's going to take you to a web page. Watch these things. Don't just try to guess. You guys do incredible on the discussions. You really do. I have to tell you, what you're posting is awesome. And I will always give you credit. I talk incredible about you guys because when you do good work, you need to be told and you need to be given credit for that. So, regular discussion. Again, every online class has to have one discussion a week. Not my rules, school rules. And then you have an assignment on building an online presence. And you're going to Google yourself. Has anybody ever done this? Googled themselves? See what you find out about you? Yeah, well, you're going to do it because guess what? Employers will. They're going to Google and search for you. How many people knew this? Before they interview you, they are going to Google you. They are going to try to dig up dirt on you. They're going to check all your Facebook pages. They're going to look for you on Twitter. They're going to look everywhere on you. They're going to check to see what public records they can find. They are going to try to find the dirt. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to look for yourself and see what you find. Okay. Did you find anything? If you did, was it correct? And there's a video here that you need to watch on a positive online presence. Being completely offline, not a good thing. That could keep you from getting interviews. How many people knew that if you didn't have an online presence, that's as bad as a bad presence? How many people knew that? One person knew that. Yeah, being completely off the line, that's a bad thing. So you need a positive online presence because if they can't find you at all, they don't want you at all. That's sad. You should be able to have that option, but not anymore. Your new bosses, they're nosy. They want to know about you before they see you. Okay, so take a look at this video. It's really interesting. Answer these questions. Okay, you do that by clicking Start Assignment, click Text Entry, boom, 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 type it in here. Some of this stuff should start to feel more normal to you because you've been doing it for 2 weeks and we are in our third week. Also, with us being in our third week, think about it. Our classes run Monday through Thursday. We have 8 classes, including today, left. How many people realize that? 8 classes, actual classes. And one of those is a holiday, so we have 7 actual classes. So think about that when you're doing your assignments. And that last day, the last day, look right here on 627. The class closes and locks at 10 p.m., not 11:59, but 10 p.m. At 10 p.m., you will not be able to get back into the class, and anything you are in at that time, you will be booted out of. Okay? That is an IT department thing. They kick people out of the class at 10 p.m., regardless of what you're working on. So on week 4, we have to make sure we are finished by 10 p.m. at the latest. So Wednesday, you won't have anything in class, but you can work on things. And on Thursday, how many people already have a LinkedIn profile? Anybody? Okay, you've got a couple of people. Look at this. You can jump ahead to Thursday, come in here, make sure you have the about, the education, experience, and skill sections done. If you've already got that, all you'll do is you'll come in, click Start Assignment, text entry, put the link to your LinkedIn account right in here, say Submit, and you will be done. If you haven't, you're going to create a LinkedIn profile. Okay, you're going to go and do that and create these sections here, and away you go. All right. So make sure you add those in. And creating a LinkedIn profile is free, and it is a great way for the employers to come to you. If you fill it out correctly, you will start to get job offers brought to you. So take time to fill one out, and you will start getting job offers sent to you. Okay? This assignment, the mock interview debrief, as you go through, um, what's going to happen here is you're going to be able to put in notes from your actual interview. Whoops, I am in the wrong one. Hold on, let me back up here. I need to update this one. But the mock interview, what's going to happen there is you're going to put in the notes after your mock interview. So I need to fix this one here. And then headshots. Headshots are important. On that LinkedIn profile, a headshot is from your shoulders to your top of your head. We don't need you with a beach ball out on the beach trying to strike a pose like Kim Kardashian. So if you want bonus points for that final exam, this is a great way to do it. Try to make it as professional looking as possible. Strongly recommend it on your LinkedIn profile. Why? Because if those employers are checking out your LinkedIn profile, a headshot is more likely to get you called into an interview. Why employers are more likely to pick you? That is on them, but they are. People who have headshots on their online presence, they are far more likely to get called into interviews than people who don't. All right. So keep that in mind when you create those LinkedIn profiles. Okay. So everybody good so far? Everybody got that information? Yes, yes? All right. So everybody stay with me because today we've got some very important information. Very, very, very important information to go over here, especially with the mock interviews coming up. Because we are going to talk about the interview here. Let me go here. Mm-hmm. Let me move this for 1 second. I gotta. Me on PowerPoint like to have little arguments here. Let me move this back to the iPad. Here we go again. There we go. The interview. Move my keyboard out of the way. Here's my little smiley face. So we are going to be doing interviews with the mock interviews. I believe all but one person has their mock interview set up. Everybody else does. So we're going to talk about that most important first impression, talk about a typical job interview and the purpose of a second interview, and then what do you do afterwards? Because that's important too. So there are things that are going to be called subjective elements. Okay. And these are biased. Okay. You're going to be judged on things you don't have a lot of control over. The interviewer is going to judge you. How many people knew this? That interviewer is going to judge you on things you can't control. Okay. As soon as you walk through the door, you are being judged. That's why I chose that background with the cat with the glasses. You are on stage. Okay. So you need to be prepared before they enter the room. You got that? You are prepared. You are on point as soon as you walk in. So you look fine. You're not adjusting yourself. Okay. You need to be fine as soon as you hit that door. You do all those adjustments and arrangements outside. Okay. Preferably before you get in the parking lot, because I can tell you right now that I used to ask the receptionist, what did they look like when they stepped out of their car? What were they doing? I wanted to know. Were they shuffling? Were they this? Were they that? Because I kind of want to know how prepared they were when they got there. Remember, they are trying to find out how well you are going to perform under stress. Remember those stress questions? How many people remember that from the midterm? Yes. You are stressed when you get out of that car. So what easier way than those talking to those people at the receptionist area? I'm going to ask them, what were they like? Did they seem nervous? So there are some things. Um, I had to get rid of a manager, fired her. Why? Because if a lady came in wearing shoes she didn't like, she wouldn't hire them, regardless of skills. Didn't like their shoes, not hiring them. Yeah, can you believe that? Would not hire people because of the color of their shoes. Today, I'm not hiring people wearing the color blue. I'm going through the resumes. I'm picking out every third one. Those are the ones I'm pulling in for interviews. Everybody else I'm throwing away. These are not good people, but you will encounter them. So when you're going through the interview process, please don't be so hard on yourself. How many people are very hard on yourselves and you think you've always done something wrong in these interview processes and these applications? Don't. There are some horrible people out there. Do not always blame yourself. Please, please don't. I work from one of the largest employment companies in the country. There are some horrible people out there. Do not always assume you did anything something wrong. Okay. The other thing, there are a limited number of positions. You think you might be one of 10 people that they interviewed, but you could have been one of 10 in that hour. And the next hour, there could have been another 10, and the next hour, another 10. And they may have done this for weeks. Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay. So there are things that may make them change their decision immediately upon seeing you. Smile. You don't have to look like the Cheshire cat, like you're going to eat them. You know, are we going, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm here? No, you don't have to do that. A natural smile. Okay. How many people think that they have resting boot, you know what the face is? How many people think they have that resting face that people don't like? You might. Try to smile, okay? But try to make it natural looking, not something forced. So, some of those first impressions we have control over, don't. Things that you do have, eye contact. Look the person right here, right above the eyes if you can't look them directly in the eyes, okay? Eye contact. Your clothes, dress appropriately. No workout clothes, no jeans. I don't care if you are going for an HVAC. I don't care if you're going for welding. I don't care. No jeans. I don't care if you pay $20,000 for Tommy Hilfiger or this or Jordache or whoever's name you have stamped on your rear because they're expensive jeans. Okay, inappropriate. But what if they want you to weld? You take those appropriate work clothes with you. Show respect for the person interviewing you. It is a respect thing. How many people want respect? Rest of y'all don't respond. You don't want respect. You don't want to be respected where you go. Okay, everybody wants respect. The person on the other side deserves respect. You are respecting them. You are showing them respect. Take your work clothes, take your tools, take these things and let them know I brought work clothes if you want to do a weld test, if you need me to do this, if you need me to do this. Vets, students, take scrubs. You may want to do a working interview. Say, if you would like me to do a working interview, I did bring scrubs with me. That shows them you're prepared. Okay? So those are things. Body language. Don't slouch over. I'm horrible. I'm going to become the letter O one day. I'm just going to go all the way over. I'll be able to roll around the room very quickly, so I'll be mobile at least. But stand up straight. If you do have a medical issue that doesn't allow that, stand up as appropriate as possible. Okay. Handshakes. Extend your hand out for a handshake. If it's not appropriate because of medical issues, if we're in a state of COVID or they have something that they do not do, that they do fist bumps, whatever they do that's appropriate, that's what you want to do. Okay. That is what's appropriate. All right. So those are the things that you do. And just understand these things are going to be things that are going to resonate with the person. Okay. Do not wear cologne. No colognes, no perfume. You may think you smell wonderful. It may not go over well with the person. Try to smell as neutral as possible. Not real good smells, not real bad smells. Okay. People who like this Axe body spray, no, that's not a replacement for a shower, guys. Hate to tell you this. Actually get in the shower and scrub yourself, okay? Don't just spray that stuff and go, ooh, I'm clean. No, no, never ever. Not, never appropriate anywhere. I don't know who thought of that. See it happen at the gym all the time. Yeah. Body piercings. Try to remove as many as possible. Um, it sits better with people. People like welders. It's a danger. You can arc yourself and zap yourself. Vet students. Okay. I work with a wonderful vulture named Gypsy. I love Gypsy. She loves jewelry. She'll remove it for you. She just snatches it and pulls it straight out. It doesn't matter how it's attached, it will no longer be attached to you. Jewelry can be very dangerous. Those of you that are MAs, yeah, a patient can rip jewelry out of you just as easily as well. Keep jewelry at a minimal. Tattoos. I love my tattoos. You see them? No, you don't. My tattoos, you cannot see. I can't show them to you. I would be fired. Uh, because of where I work, I made sure I got my tattoos where they're covered by my sleeves. That was just the positions I had. I have no problems with people having full sleeves with tattoos all over their bodies. I love them. It's art. Try to keep your tattoos appropriately covered when necessary. Okay? Do I think people should be judged by them? No. Do I think people should be judged by their hair color? No. I love all the colors and hair. That's just me. But understand some businesses do not allow it, will not allow it. And so keep that in mind. Make sure you bring something with you uh, to be able to write with. Um, so, one thing I want to point out, this will be on your final exam. Subjective elements. These are factors that contain bias and more emotional than logical. Those are all those things I was talking about. Hair color, tattoos, things like that, that they pick up on. Those are emotional than logical. They don't defy logic. They just pick up on those. And all those first impressions are outward appearances. They just look at you and they make these first impressions. Okay. Now, when you go in, take an interview bag. How many people take an interview bag with you when you go? Anybody know what an interview bag is? It's like a little survival kit. Okay. It's got a pad of paper for notes, pens, things like that. List of your questions you would like to ask. Um, things that you have as far as in, you have all your resumes in it, multiple copies, your references, multiple copies, anything like that. A bottle of water, make sure it doesn't leak. Those are perfectly fine to have. What you don't want to take, don't take things like nail clippers and combs in and all that. You should already be groomed. Don't be grooming yourself in the lobby. Document. Okay, listen to this part. Documents should be kept in an envelope or folder or binder, never stapled. Okay, do not staple. No staples. Okay, paper clips. Use paper clips. Don't staple them. They don't want to rip the paper taking out staples. Always use paper clips. Okay. In-person interviews, you check at the reception desk and you give them uh, your name, who you're visiting, and why you're there. You let them know it's for an interview, who you're seeing, and they will tell you the person's going to come down to see you or they're going to tell you where to go. If they don't know who this person is, call them, okay? Call who you're supposed to interview. Let them know they don't know who they are or where you're supposed to go. Make sure you're in the right building. You might be at the right place, but just in the wrong building. Okay. So verify all that information. Now, virtual interviews could be phone, video, etc. And you act the same way. You still dress because it could start off as a phone video and they say, we would like to switch to video. What are you going to do? Hold on, I have to dress. I'm sitting here naked. You can't do that. So still be dressed appropriately. Yeah, you may not have shoes or socks on. They're not going to say, show us your feet. If they do, I would question why they want to see your feet. Okay, but you might have to switch from phone to video if things are going really well. So you're going to still be doing the same type of thing and try to be logged in early. Okay. And make sure you know what technology you are going to need. Are you going to need Zoom? Are you going to need Teams? Exactly what are you going to need so that you know how to react and utilize it. Second interviews. How many people think a second interview means you're getting the job? Anybody? Because a second interview never means you've got the job. Never. Never, never, never means you got the job. Okay? It doesn't. It means they've narrowed it down. They've got more they want to ask about. Okay? It means you're qualified. They are really coming close, but it's no guarantee. Good friend of mine, kid you not, quit a 6-figure job for a new job. I'm like, all right. He already had a 6-figure job, going to go to a different one. We worked in the same company, making the same amount of money. I'm like, this is great. He goes, yeah, they're calling me in for the second interview. I'm like, what? I said, you don't have the job? Yeah, I've got the second interview. I said, that's not a guarantee. He didn't get the job. He gave notice on a 6-figure job and they would not take him back. They hired somebody else. As soon as he put in his notice, they started interviewing, hired someone. He lost his job over a second interview. True story. True story. Systems analyst lost his job for a second interview. Okay, you go to a second interview and you prepare for it the same way. You do the same steps as that first interview. You dress appropriate the same way, but do not wear the same outfit because you may be seeing some of the same people in that second interview, plus more people. Okay. So make sure when you prepare an outfit for an interview, you get another outfit, even if it's just changing the shirt. That is quite all right. Okay. You bring all the same things. Okay. Now, after the interview is just as important. You need to evaluate it. How many people afterwards check to see what happened during the interview? You talk to yourself. This is what went well. This is where I could have done better, blah, blah, blah. How many people do this? Seen 1 or 2 people. Anybody else? You need to do this. Figure out what you did, what you think you did. How are you going to know what to improve upon if you don't think about what you did? You're just like, interview. You learn by evaluating. If you're not evaluating, you're not learning. How could you improve if you don't evaluate? This is a problem. If you're not doing these steps, you're going to be in the same rut over and over and over and over. Okay? Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. The only way to change is to change how you're doing things, improve how you're doing things. Always. How many people remember this from our guest speaker? Follow up with a thank you. How many people remember her mentioning this? Send that thank you email. And when you send it, attach your resume again. And you're thinking, well, they've already got it. Yeah. Send it again. You want them to have it. Don't make them go looking for it. How many people will not do something if it requires the least bit of work? How many of you? Be honest, because I know who's doing their assignments and who's not. Some people will not do anything if it requires the least bit of work. If I tell you walk across the room for $1, a lot of people will not do it. But now I tell you walk across the room for $500, there will be a stampede. A lot of people won't do the follow-up thank you message because there's no money in it for them. Why am I going to do it? What's it going to get me? If you have the what's it going to get me attitude, you're right. Don't do it. The what's it going to get me attitude is one of the worst things. What's it going to get me? What's it going to get me? What's it going to get me? Well, it may not get you anything immediate, but the rewards later could be immense. We have to rethink ourselves. That follow-up thank you message, you don't send it, I do. I got your job. I should send you a thank you message too. Thank you for not following up. See how this works? I just have to be better than you at the same game. It's a competition. So if you don't do things and the other person does, they get their name in front of the person more times. And the manager or the hiring person doesn't want to work hard either. So the person who keeps in front of them, they're going to be the one that gets it. Why? Because the manager doesn't want to walk across the room for $1. But that $500 thank you message that keeps popping up, they'll take that. So think about that. Rethink your thinking. Manage your emotions. So what does this mean? How many people get depressed looking for jobs? It gets you down. It bothers you. It does me. I hate it. What am I doing wrong? I've sent out 500 resumes. No one has responded. Anybody do this? It's been 3 weeks. I haven't heard from anybody. They're still running the ad. Why haven't they contacted me? These are realities that we face. We get depressed, we get bothered, we get upset. Why am I even bothered trying? Why am I doing this? It's not you. It may take 3 to 4 weeks before you hear from anybody. 3 to 4 weeks before you hear from anybody. That's an average now. It's not immediate. So what do you do during that time? You just keep doing. You just keep filing away. Why? Because you are what's important, not them. You don't have time to wait for them. You don't send out an application or a resume and then go, I'll wait for you. This is not a lovesick story where, oh, John, I'll wait for you forever. No, you don't wait for anybody. You keep moving and understand you are incredible and you deserve to get responses, and you'll keep going till somebody responds to you. Don't let the negative talk come into your head. Keep thinking positive, because if they don't respond to you, they did not deserve you. That's the way it is. Something was not going to work right. And that's hard to think about when you just know that was the perfect job. In reality, if it was, you would have it. And I've been there where I could taste it. I could picture me parking in the parking lot, walking through the doors, waving to the receptionist, going to do my little job in the booth and this and that. Has anybody ever done this? You could picture your daily job. How many people have done this? You pictured yourself in that position. You have. I know you have. We all have. Our lives would be perfect with that job. And you hear zilch, zero. I'll tell you right now, the Broward County Sheriff's Office is sending me job offers, and I applied there 5 years ago. 5 years. And the emails are coming. We know it has been a long time since you applied, but we have openings in the following positions, and we would like for you to come in for an interview. 5 years. If I was still looking for a job 5 years, the letter wouldn't have got to me. I'd be living in a tent in a field somewhere. 5 years it took for them to get back to me. So understand that it's not you. Don't let the negative talk get into you, okay? Keep yourself positive, okay? Keep going. The right thing will come along. And that's why we continue the job search. The right one will come along. And that's why we continue networking. Ask people in your field. The best jobs come from word of mouth. Learn those interview techniques. They are that important. Talk to people. Go to those trade shows. Does everybody understand the power of those networks? Yes, yes. You see why we want you to do these things? Go listen to these people. Okay? So now you get multiple job offers, and it will happen. You hear from nobody, then you hear more of them. Evaluate that job offer. Why? More money doesn't always mean more money. What do you mean? You may have to drive farther for one job than the other. So by the time you figure in your gas, your time, and everything, that one that pays more, you might actually have less money in the long run. How many people remember our guests talking about negotiating the compensation, negotiating that money? Yeah, everybody should be thinking about that. You need to know what you deserve and let them know that you're not going to give them a flat dollar amount. And everybody remember that? You don't just give them, this is how much money. You negotiate that. Otherwise, they're going to give you the lowest rate that they possibly can. So we talked about that on last Thursday. Negotiate that compensation. And compensation is not just money. How much vacation time? Paid vacation. Make sure you specify paid vacation, or they might say you get 2 weeks vacation. Okay, they give you 2 weeks, but you don't get paid for it. Don't tell me companies won't do that. Don't trust them. That company is not your friend, okay? They're not going to sit there and paint your toenails while you watch Netflix. You've never seen a company do that. They don't come by and share a pizza with you at your house and talk about other people. Nope, companies don't do that. They are not your best friends. It is a contract. You work for them, you produce things, and they give you something in return. Businesses are in it for business. That's why they're called businesses. Otherwise, they're called out of business. It's, again, not to be cold or rude, but this is the way things work. And it's a good thing, and it can be a fun thing, and it can be a rewarding thing. But you have to understand underneath it, it is contract. Okay? Respond to the job offer. Do you want this one? Do you don't want it? If you want it, you thank them, you accept it, and you're courteous all the way through it. If you don't want it, you say, I'm sorry that I will have to decline the offer at this time. You're very polite, because what if the one you accept falls through? You can go back to this other one and say, I've had a change of circumstance and I would like to know if this offer is still available. See how that works? You've left that door open so that you can take it back. You have never shut this door. And then make sure you have a verification. If you are currently working, get it in writing. Get everything in writing. If you ask for time off and they approve it, you send it in writing. Per our conversation, you have approved my time off for the following days. How many people have ever asked for time off? Then when you go to take that time off, we never discussed this. Yeah, if you talk about it and you walk away, you cease to exist. Boom. It's like ghosting in person. It's amazing. You disappear. Send it in writing. Anybody watch Judge Judy? Everybody knows Judge Judy. Every show. Did you get it in writing? Where's it in writing? Do you have it in writing? Where's it in? Let me tell you, she didn't get to be a judge because she's stupid. She didn't get to be worth millions because she's stupid. Get it in writing. Always. Anything you want, send them an email. Get it in writing. Get it a signature. Why do you think lawyers have all that paper? Protection. Protect you. You are important. You are the most important thing. Understand how important you are. Got it? Everybody ready for what we are going to do today? It's going to be nice and easy. It is a 1,500 word essay. I want it written every other letter, uppercase and lowercase. All right, we got this? Checking to see if y'all are listening. I do want to tell you this. Pretty much everybody is doing exceptional. I can't say everybody because the people who are not doing exceptional, they're just not applying to every assignment. The assignments that even they are doing, they're doing exceptional. So if you aren't doing exceptional all the way through, please catch those up. But the work quality that you all are doing is so above par. I want you to know how proud I am of all you are doing. And that's honest. I don't lie. I'm not smart enough to lie. Because if you lie, you have to tell another lie on another lie and another lie. And that's too much work. Nobody wants to do that. I also want you to start being so much more confident in yourselves. And through this class, these assignments make you do self-assessments. Have you noticed how much you have to evaluate yourself in these assignments? You have to think about yourself. There's a reason for that. You need to know yourself. I always say, know what you know. How many people are starting to realize how much you actually know? You're learning what skills you have. You're learning how to do the things you need to do for your career. You're learning the things I asked you, what do you want out of this class? And you're starting to push them together. You put these skills together, you go out for these interviews, you will be able to land these careers. I'm not saying you'll get a job 100% of the time. That's not the way it works. What I'm saying is your advantage will be so much more. And you'll walk in with a confidence because you know what you know. So I want you to start thinking about that and start thinking more. I am the professional I am. All right. So now that you're building yourself up on the inside, let's talk about the outside. Show me or describe what you personally would wear to an interview. Based on your career, what would you wear to an interview? Remember, jeans, hoodies, t-shirts, casual wear, or workout clothes are never acceptable. You're going into that interview. What would you wear? Think about it. Three-piece suits, that's typically not what you would wear. Okay. I don't want to see a beaded gown. Okay. That's not what you would wear. Show me what you would wear. You don't have to take a picture of yourself. You could show a picture of the stuff laying on a bed, etc., whatever, or take a picture off the internet and say, this is what I would wear. Things like that. Or describe. I would wear a button-up shirt, khaki pants, etc. Describe it. Your choice there. Okay? So that's what I want to see. Or, something along those lines. So if you could do that, I would really appreciate that. I do really want to see 100% participation because not only it shows you're being active in the class, but there's no reason for you to skip out on the participation points. You can't gain those back. I can't give you something to get those back. And I don't want to see people's grades being impacted by something I can't do for you. All right? So we are done for today. I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then don't forget, Wednesday we are off, and then Thursday we will be back. Also on Thursday, I will be opening up week 4, our final week assignments early. So stay caught up and you'll get a jump on the final week's assignments on Friday. All right. We will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Have a great day, y'all.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.